at Orange County's United Way, and we're delighted to have you here on behalf of Sue Parks, our CEO, and everybody. We're very excited to have you here today. And as it just said, they're recording this event, so that's wonderful. This is the Employee Campaign Managers Workshop, which is a lot of fun. Some of you are very experienced and will be able to tell us some of your best practices. Some of you are brand new, and you'll learn best practices and also get a little bit of education, and you'll find it very valuable, I think. So my team that works with all of you out in the field, they're going to do this workshop. So without further ado, we're going to get right in and let them introduce themselves. First, Sherri, who runs our campaign locally and does a fabulous job, knows more about this than most people. Sherri, introduce yourself, please. You are on mute, Sherri.
Good morning. It's so nice to see everyone. Hi, Mike. I see you out there from Where Malcolm. I'm Sherri Dukes, Senior Manager of Corporate Engagement. I work with an array of our corporate partners from city, county, and state government, retail, design firms, and public transportation, just to highlight a few. So nice to see you all. Welcome.
Hey, good morning. My name is Melissa Silva. I'm a Corporate Engagement Manager here at Orange County United Way. And I see some of my ECMs. I see Nikki from Little, who will be on later. I see Chris from Synoptic, Megan from First Service. Welcome, good morning. And I also work with a lot of different firms, architectural, accounting firms, alongside just a lot of other companies and even some banks. So welcome and good morning.
Hey guys, I'm Keith Conti, also Employee Campaign Manager here at United Way. So excited to have you on, starting off our campaign season. I see a lot of my friends from Snell and Wilmer, KPMG. Hey, Jessica. Gosh, I see Pack Life this year. Stacy, nice to see you on. So excited to have you all on. Applied Medical is on too as well, and Nada. And, you know, we're excited. I deal with banks and law firms and school districts and medical facilities, and I'm so excited to have you all on and to learn more. We're just gonna have some fun, and it's gonna be great.
Hello, everyone. My name is Julie Ortiz. I'm the Corporate Engagement Coordinator, and welcome.
Hi, my name is Angeli Andrade Vallarta. I'm the Associate Director of Corporate Engagement here at United Way. Again, we're super excited to have you here. Shout out to Elsa and Eric from Eaton. So happy to see you. Mariam, we're so excited for your panelist portion, as well as Jill. Welcome to the club with representing AAA. So again, I'm not getting tired of saying this, but thank you so much for joining us. We're excited to provide for you a very first Employee Campaign Manager workshop. We are happy to prepare and deliver all this information for you because it'll really be some essential tools that you're going to use to make your campaign even more successful this past year. And a huge shout out because everybody last year had to make a quick pivot to make it virtual. So we've learned a lot. And so we're excited to share some of those learnings with you. So let's get right into it. So we're talking about feedback, how we're going to learn more. So I'm going to share with you our first tool and resource is called Mentimeter. And Mentimeter is an interactive tool that allows you to do presentations, live surveys that are interactive. So we'll go ahead and get started. So you can either click on the link that is on the chat or use your phone and take a picture of the QR code that you see here. And we will go ahead and get started. I'll give you guys a couple of seconds to make sure you have it. So basically what you'll do is you'll see the question there, you pop in your answers, you can do as many answers as you want. So the first question is, what are you looking forward to getting out of this workshop? Fun campaign activities, definitely. We have some great ideas that we're going to share with you shortly. Don't be shy to go ahead and post in more ideas, best practice ideas for improvement in engagement, hybrid, remote, and in person. Yes, we're definitely hearing a lot of our campaigns are going to continue to be virtual, but maybe have a hybrid component. Advice on reaching more employees and leaders. Absolutely. Ideas for engagement. Great. So I'm hearing common themes here. We love it. And this is perfect because we will continue again, keep sharing some of these ideas. Awesome. Okay, so now you're going to click next question, and we're going to go ahead and forward, and we'll share all of these post event. So I'll go ahead and go there. So the next question, why is it important for you to give back to the community? Well, you guys get together and put your answers. I'll share my personal story. I feel like as a youth, growing up in the inner city of New York, I benefited from many programs very similar to what United Way offers here in Orange County. So my goal has always been to give back. Helping families in need, to give what I got myself. Absolutely, I'm right there with you. To give back to the community in which I live and raise my children. Absolutely, that's so powerful. We all have planted our roots here, and so it only makes sense to invest in our own community. Community aid, top tier, absolutely. Helping local farmers, pay it forward. Yes, again, so great to hear the common themes here. So many people have invested. Fantastic. All right, so we're gonna go to the next question. So make sure you click next question. What do you enjoy most about your campaign? And while you go ahead and plug in your response, I will personally share, I love to see employees that normally hang out on the sidelines during, events and things of the sort, to really take the spotlight or take a leadership role in our campaign. It's so great to see different personalities shine. Absolutely. Fun events, activities with colleagues, people coming together for a common cause. Absolutely. It really is powerful to stand behind the mission of United Way, because together our impact is so much greater. Volunteering together, meeting people, knowing what we're making an impact. Absolutely. What are we able to give? Grants to multiple nonprofits via volunteering. Great. Yes, yes. Committing dollars to employees' volunteer time. You're already giving your talent. So having an organization can also support with grants to support that. Pie in the face of the CEO. Yes, all the fun activities. If you got your leaders that let you do that, that is fantastic. All right, next one. Make sure you click next question. What are opportunities for improvements or challenges that you would like to address in your campaign? So we heard a little bit earlier, right? I heard that how to engage more employees, how to engage your leaders. So we'll share a little bit about that. Anything else? One of the things that we'll definitely be addressing is how to make our campaigns completely inclusive. How do we make this digital, virtual giving, engaging more high-level leaders in the C-suite? Absolutely. Lower turnout, doing not to have employees in the office. Yes, so we're 100% virtual last year, and so we'll definitely be able to address all of those. Okay, fantastic. So we reached the end of our presentation. But thank you so much for your responses, having you guys getting hands-on early in the morning. So because of that, I think, Julie, I'm hearing the prize bells. Is it time for a prize? I think we should get a prize, right? For participating and giving me your honest feedback. Let's do it. So let's give it a second here so we can get our prize bill. So everyone's name automatically gets added. And we're giving away some very handy DoorDash or Grubhub certificates. So we're going to go for 2. All right, drum roll, please. It will be $20 DoorDash. Thank you. Get a free lunch while you're attending this workshop. Why not? And it looks like it's going to go to Jessica Davian from KPMG. Woo, awesome. Congrats, Jessica. Do we have time for one more? All right, let's do a quick one. Why not? Because you guys gave us such good answers during the Mentimeter, so why not? Let's go ahead and do it. Oh. And it goes, Jill Rollison from AAA. Congrats, Jill. You just joined the team and you're already being covered in prizes. So awesome. So thank you so much. So a quick show of hands. How many of you here, is this your first time running a United Way campaign, or are you new to the organization and now you've been selected to lead the effort? Or are you familiar with United Way? Okay, I see Mike raise his hand, a couple of people raising their hands. Okay, fantastic. So with that in mind, we wanted to give you a quick overview of who United Way is and what do we do and why are we here today and why are you been selected to run a campaign. So much is going on in the world in our lives. Last year has been a challenge for all of us. And we all know someone who has been impacted by the pandemic, or perhaps it was ourselves. And yet we're here today to ask you to think about helping others in your community. But let me give you a little bit of the why. And how United Way does more is the very important reason why people decide to join us. So here you see on our screen our key initiatives. United Way is truly structured to respond rapidly when our community is in need, when crisis strikes. And we all saw that when the pandemic hit and all the social unrest that we saw in our communities. Our existing work, and I think that's what's special, our work has been consistent throughout, and this pandemic and social unrest only highlighted the importance of our work, because we already been addressing many of these inequity issues across our communities. But we're ready and able to do more. We're equipped to take action immediately, and we have what it takes to innovate. But now let me tell you the why. Why does this matter? So here is Stephanie, because in the United to End Homelessness Initiative, our goal is to end homelessness in Orange County for good. That is our goal. Create a system so that should anybody fall in a crisis, there is a process that they can reach out and get the services that they need to end the time that they're on the street. So our Welcome Home OC program has helped to get people permanently housed with supporting services so that they have a solid foundation to rebuild their lives. And I'm happy to tell you that United Way turned the life around of Stephanie, who is a divorcee that had health issues and found herself homeless. And she now lives in a stable home in a safe apartment in Tustin. And in the past 2 years since the inception of the Welcome Home OC program, we have already housed 480 people in Orange County. So thank you. Your support has allowed us to do that. Now, next, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kai. Kai is just like many of the local people who are building a financially empowered life with the help of United Way. She enrolled in our Upskill OC program and got the training and confidence to land a better job in the medical field. Kai's new career will double her income and stabilize her housing and allow to build a better life for herself and her daughters here in Orange County. Because the Upskill OC program, what it does is provide the necessary training and any certifications that an individual needs to be able to attain a higher paying job aligned with their career interests. And just like Kai, we have helped 60 individuals through the Upskill OC program. So again, thank you for allowing us to deliver this essential workforce development service. And last but not least, our United for Student Success program. One of the clients that we had is Andres, or one of our neighbors is Andres. He's a member of our class of 2021 mentoring program. So that means he participated in a 6-month-long relationship with one of our volunteer mentors, received a laptop during the pandemic through our Youth Career Connections program. And I'm happy to report that Andres successfully navigated the complex college admission process. He graduated from high school, which is one of the top goals that we're trying to address, and is currently pursuing his dream of attending UC Berkeley, followed by a career in government. And just like Andres, this program has served as another 2,939 students through the work-based learning of your Youth Career Connections program. So again, thank you. Your support and the work that you're delivering through the campaign efforts in your organization is really changing lives in Orange County. Last year, we were able to do even more with your help for those who are most vulnerable and who suffer the greatest consequences from the pandemic. And we serve more than 831,047 individuals in Orange County, neighbors, local people, through direct services and programs, our funded partner network, our essential community outreach, and collaboration with community members, partners in Orange County's world-class businesses are greatly represented in this room. So again, thank you for your support. We're truly changing lives together. But here, now we're going to go ahead and start sharing how can you help us deliver even more services by executing another successful campaign in your workplace.
Thank you, Angelique. Let's now talk about the steps to a successful campaign as you prepare, execute, and wrap up your campaign. It's important that before you begin the steps, that you familiarize yourself with last year's campaign. Knowing what worked and what didn't work will help you to be successful. You'll want to know the structure of the campaign. How long did the campaign run? What activities were held? Which activities were successful? Which activities were fun? Is there a company match to employees' donations? If so, is it a dollar for dollar match? Is it 50 cents on the dollar match? You'll want to know that information because you'll want to share it with everyone because it helps encourage them to pledge when they know that their donations are being matched. You'll want to know what is the pledge capturing process. Are you using paper pledge forms, an electronic giving platform? You'll want to know what platform you're using. We have a great tool that is available to you, Salesforce, Philanthropy Cloud, or SBC. Some of you already have it, and some of you may be interested. I'd like to take a couple minutes right now to share an informative video with you all. Just give us a minute. We're loading that video now.
Companies are awakening to the need to do more for society, and employees are increasingly active in bringing to life their social purpose. To help companies connect employees to the causes they support, we created Salesforce.org Philanthropy Cloud. Have a cause that aligns with your company's values and purpose? Find an organization that fulfills the needs of it in our database of more than 1.4 million nonprofits throughout the US and Canada. Create a campaign that defines your company's mission and directs funds and energy toward a charity of your choice. Then rally your organization to drive impact. Each employee can see your company's featured content on their dashboard. You can feature campaigns, organizations, and even stories about your employees. Philanthropy Cloud does more than tout your company's goals. It helps employees set and meet their own goals for giving back. Single sign-on lets them log into their own personalized page, which reflects your corporate branding. Immediately, they'll notice their own contributions alongside their colleagues' collective donations, all updated in real time. They can search for causes and organizations they care about, or look through personalized recommendations from Einstein, Salesforce's artificial intelligence layer. Once Einstein helps employees find the right organization for them, they can choose whether to donate monetary funds or volunteer their time. For donations, they choose their payment method, enter the amount and frequency they'd like to give back, and click Donate. For volunteering, they can choose opportunities that are one-time, half shifts, or are flexible to fit their own schedule. They can update their calendars with a single click, and their hours are automatically logged at the start of the event. For opportunities that offer flexible hours such as mentoring, board seats, or pro bono work, users can schedule and log their hours manually. It's that simple. Reporting is also simple. A user's profile page serves as persistent record to house their complete history. For giving, they can see when, where, and how much they gave, and whether it was a one-time or recurring gift. They'll also receive a tax receipt for taking charitable deduction at the end of the year. For volunteering, users can see where they volunteered, how many hours they've logged, and for what kinds of opportunities. And this is only the beginning. With Philanthropy Cloud, you will also get matching gifts, grants management, portable user profiles, and cross-company campaigns. We're putting philanthropy at your fingertips. Welcome to the new era of giving.
It's really a super great tool. We use it here at Orange County United Way to do our campaign. I know we've had several accounts that implemented it last year and used it to begin their own campaign, so it's really great. So now we'll move into prepare. As you prepare for your campaign, it's important that you want to meet with your CEO or your senior decision maker at your company. When you're in this meeting, you'll want to select the dates of your campaign to match their availability so you can count on their visible support with presentations and activities during the campaign. You'll share with them the results of last year's campaign, and during this discussion, you want to take into account any company changes such as the number of employees or any changes that may have happened due to COVID-19 and the pandemic. You want to discuss what the goals focus will be. Will there be a specific dollar goal, or will the focus be on participation? We like to focus on participation here. Of course, we know with increased participation comes increased dollars. You'll ask them about leadership presentations. This is a separate presentation given to the executive leadership of your company. Oftentimes it's used as a pace setter to give the campaign a boost from the start. Typically they pledge ahead of the rest of the staff, maybe 1 or 2 days. And when announcing the goal during your kickoff event, You can share how much has already been pledged toward the goal by the executives. Kind of gives the campaign momentum and gets it going. You'll want to talk about incentives. Incentives for participation or certain levels of donation. Incentives can be a PTO day, jeans day, gift cards, pizza parties for departments, or a pizza party for the entire company. Next, you'll want to assemble your campaign team or committee. The most ideal campaign team should have representatives from each of the departments in your company. It's also very helpful to have someone from marketing department that can help with flyers and company-wide communications. You'll want to meet with this group to share the direction of the campaign and what was discussed in your C-level meeting with your senior decision maker. You'll set up regular ongoing meetings with your team. In those meetings, you will discuss campaign ideas, activities. You'll divide the tasks so no one is overwhelmed and everyone has an opportunity to be spotlighted, lead an event, and to participate in the execution of your campaign. You'll also want to meet with one of us, your corporate campaign, a corporate engagement manager, to discuss the aspects of your campaign and where we can be of assistance to you, where we can help. We can schedule presentations that you may need. We will provide you with collateral that to be shared with your employees. We have both digital and printed materials that you can share. We can also assist with your team or committee meetings as you prepare. Please take full advantage of our knowledge and our experience. We are here to help you be successful.
Thank you, Sherri. The preparing stage of this is really important and key in making sure that the execution stage goes smoothly. Let's talk a little bit about the pre-campaign communications. While you may have already made those decisions and plan important activities for your campaign, it's still some information that should go out before the campaign. A campaign announcement from a CEO or a local executive is a really great way to get details out to your entire staff. And it's really like any type of leadership communication is really important to help highlight the campaign, and it really sets the tone. Feel free to help formulate the campaign details for your executives. We know they're busy, so any type, like as Sherri said, any type of match, incentives, all of that stuff, you can pre-formulate it. So all that your CEO or local executive has to do is put in their own personal message. And here are some key items in highlighting during the initial campaign announcement. The kickoff. That's really like the most exciting part, right? You might be having like a big kickoff party or event. But in that communication, you want to talk also about the why. So earlier in the presentation, when we did the Mentimeter, we asked you why it's important for you to give back to your community. So this is no different. This is a great place to allow your CEO to have, or executive, to highlight their why and their reason for running a campaign, and maybe even to highlight, your social corporate responsibility efforts. So this is a great time to utilize that and use that in the presentation aspect of it. Who's going to speak in your presentation? Maybe they'll be hearing from a CEO or an executive that they don't typically hear from. If we're coming out, and we love doing that, to be able to report back on the impact from years past, let them know that somebody from United Way will be coming in as well, or any other nonprofits or partners that you like that are be coming in to present. And also, will you be speaking? The corporate engagement manager, this is a great time for you to give specific details on all of those events that are happening. And with that, campaign details, right? Be sure to clearly state when the campaign is kicking off, the start date, the dates the campaign starts and ends, where the meeting is going to take place. Maybe it's already an existing town hall or all staff meeting, and then time and location. And the pledge information, providing a clear understanding of where your employees can pledge is really important. You want them to know where they're going to go, where they're clicking, if they're doing something, maybe an internal share drive, or maybe they're using our Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud tool. You want them to know where they can click, and you can even link that directly in that email. And if you have any manufacturer workers or anybody who's maybe not necessarily in front of a computer to pledge, and you will be providing maybe some paper forms, make sure you know where they can find those and have those accessible to those that need it. And also in special events, know that there will be special events. You don't have to go into detail of what those events are. You can wait until the kickoff date to do that as part of the presentation, get them excited, maybe show some pictures of last year's events to get them motivated and excited, and remind them, like that pie in the face thing. If you have a picture of your executive getting pie in the face, any new employees coming in, or maybe that's something that you missed because you were virtual last year, get them back engaged and excited to do all of these events. and make it fun for them. Make it be something they want to be a part of. And volunteer opportunities. You also want to note that there's volunteer opportunities if they're happening, what those are, and if it's going to be on one specific date, let them know what that is and how they sign up. And again, you don't have to go in particular details on this pre-communication email, but it's a great time for you during the presentation to be able to go into details of that. And I know this was a lot of information to take in, so I want to give you an example of what that email looks like. So we are excited to show an example from our local company that we work with, Synoptic. And I know that there's a couple of our Synoptic folks on here. You guys did a really great job with communications, and it was really important for us to be able to highlight a good example. This email, as you can see, came from the CEO, Tim Britt. He announced the campaign. He also stated some of his why, the importance, and specifically for them, it was the COVID-19, the pandemic relief efforts that they really wanted to focus on. You can see that they also talked about their kickoff and what dates those are. And this particular company had a competition between regions, East and West, and they are very competitive. And I think anytime you have any type of competition, it makes it the campaign more fun. And they also highlighted any daily incentives that they have or daily activities. You can see their participation raffle and obviously their dollar for dollar contributions. You can also see that they named their campaign. They call it, their Synoptic Week of Giving. So feel free that if you're having a theme, this is a great way to announce what that theme is as well. And so now I want to talk a little bit more about the campaign communications. How frequently do you want to do this, right? It depends. If your campaign is 2 weeks long, you might want to do every couple of days. If your campaign is 1 week long, you might want to do a daily communication. Any special event reminders will go on those daily communications. A progress report is really important so that your employees know how close they are to their goal. And any impact stories, for example, Angelique shared great examples of those. We have videos that we can share that with you as well. And this is a great example of a campaign communications. You can see they state where they are in their examples here of how close they are to their goal. This was only day 2. They remind the incentives, and then they go into just some more details of how to give their highlighting their Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud there, because that's what they use. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the engagement opportunity. A lot of you during that Mentimeter really talked about the activities that you've done. Virtual bingo was if you ran a virtual campaign and you included us in that, that's something we pushed and we wanted you to do because it was a fun activity that people can do virtually. A lunch and learn, we have a lot of opportunities to come out and teach you a little bit about what's happening in our community. Homelessness 101 is one of those. And we can do that as well. So if that's something you're interested in, let us know. And games that include leadership. Somebody said pie in the face. That's something that we did also as well in our internal campaign. And anytime you have leadership involvement in the type of activities is great because it allows your employees to engage with leadership outside of those daily meetings or tasks in a more fun environment for them to do so. And volunteer opportunities, drives. First Service Residential last year had a great example of this. They ran a drive where they collected a ton.
Can you hear me?
For crisis.
Okay, I'm on listening to a conversation right now on a presentation.
Just a friendly reminder to mute you guys, please. Thank you. And after they did a house building kit and use that as a volunteer opportunity to be able to put those crisis bags together, and they put together 250 bags. And if you're looking to create a custom volunteer opportunity, we can help do that as well. We have a great volunteer team that can help us put something special for you and your company.
Thank you, Melissa. And now that you've planned and you've executed, it's now time to finally wrap up. I think that this is the most important part because it's not how you start, but it's how you finish. Everyone's going to remember exactly how it's done. And one of the first things that I would recommend is sending a thank you note to the entire company saying, thank you so much. Thank you that it's everything is done. And you can send this note, have your CEO send it out, have the campaign chair send it out, thanking everybody for participating and getting involved. You got team members send it out, but it's so great to be able to send out a note to everybody We also provide templates that we've made that you can send out that we can provide for you. Similar to what you see on the screen is that when you end we had a campaign that ended Aon Risk at the end. One of the C-levels, they decided they wanted to send out a thank you, and they asked us to write it up, and then this is it. And they just sent it, and it was fantastic. Once you say thank you to everybody else, the next thing you would want to do is thank your campaign team. Those that you gathered around and had help, send them personal notes, make them feel special, give out recognitions to the team, certificates and things of that nature. And then finally, we're gonna celebrate our results. And this is huge. You've planned and you've executed, and now you finally accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. And you had the culture is built in your company. You had the volunteerism. You had the giving. Everything is so great. Make something big, as big as your kickoff. Something that's fun. The pressure is off. You accomplished everything. So have something great, like a possible party or a luncheon or an ice cream social or pizza party. Any way to acknowledge your team, or if you have a town hall meeting, that's another way to end it out. But at these meetings, you can hand out awards. You can invite us from Orange County United Way to come in, and we can hand them out with you and do presentations with you. And here are some of our examples that are coming up. We can give out different certifications for participation in your workplace giving. We have leadership level certificates that we hand out. We also have plaques that we present, and we'd love to present to your CEO, and we'd love to present a plaque to you too as well. Some examples is Word and Brown a few years ago, they had a big luncheon, and they brought us in, and we were able to give the ECM a plaque and say thank you, and it was in front of all the company having this wonderful lunch, and it was a way to acknowledge them and get them prepared and wrap up their season of giving and start to look forward to building our team for the next year. And then finally, I think that one of the best things to do at the end is make sure to publicize your results internally, externally. However, get everyone excited about what we all did together, how we all came together to accomplish what we wanted to as a company, as an individual, and together. You can do that by sharing it at the party or sharing it during a newsletter or email, but all that together, wrap it up, finish strong, and enjoy the time because you guys did such a great job. Now we're gonna pass it on down back to Melissa as she talks about social media aspect of the campaign and how important that is.
Speaking of publicize, this is a great way to showcase your efforts. And I know that everybody's connected through social media now. We look at videos often and the impact, and this is no different. I think social media is a great way to utilize and showcase to your audience, whoever that may be. It might be clients, it might be other vendors, it might be even your own employees. I think it's important when a company could really showcase that they care about their community in which their employees work and live and in which they do business in, and this is a great way to do that. You can highlight things like your campaign activities, showing your culture and your fun work environment. You can show your volunteer opportunities to showcase the partnerships that you have with other nonprofits in the community and the efforts that you're making within those with those nonprofits. I'm going to show you just a quick video. Little is a local architectural firm, and they put together this video that we were able to showcase, and then they reposted. It was a great way to talk about the importance of their partnership with United Way.
Here are just a few more reasons we are doing more for OC.
I'm doing more for OC because it's important for our community. Being involved in Youth Career Connection has a direct impact on our high school students.
I'm doing more for OC because I love to see the spark of potential in the students and families we get to support.
I'm doing more for OC because I call OC home myself, and it feels good to give back to the community in ways that I know will be targeted for future success for all of us.
I'm doing more for OC because it's a way of giving back to the community. Partnering with United Way supports our common values.
I'm doing more for OC because I want to give back to my community. By donating, we can make a difference in permanent housing. This helps children continue their education by staying in school uninterrupted. And that's why I'm doing more.
Wasn't that a great video? That was a great example of something that you can put together, or even just a post with a picture of your activities. But I think there's time for something fun, another prize. And for this prize, we're also giving two $20 DoorDash gift cards. So we'll do two wheel spins here. The winner is Anita from Project Hope Alliance. Thanks for joining us today. I think we have time for one more. Again, this is a $20 DoorDash gift card, and we will send you an email following this workshop with your prize. Jessica from KPMG. Again, that's 2 lunches. Congratulations, guys. And now we're so excited to have our 2 guest panelists come on and share a lot of their best practices and what they're doing that works for their particular campaigns. We have Mariam Fleshman from Edwards Lifesciences and Nikki Clinton from Little here in Costa Mesa. So thank you guys for joining us. I'd love to let you talk a little bit about yourselves and introduce yourselves.
Hello, thanks for having us. I'm Mariam Fleshman. I work at Edwards Lifesciences. We're a medical device manufacturer. Our corporate campus is in Irvine, and the United Way campaign actually covers 5,500 individuals that live in Orange County and actually also in some of the surrounding areas as well. Nikki.
Great. And I'm Nikki Clinton. I work at Little. We're an architecture and design firm located in Irvine, or Newport Beach, technically, I guess. We have 5 offices across the US, and we have another, our main office is located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and they actually have been doing the United Way campaign for many years. And they're about a 200 person office, and we're about a 50-person office or so. And so it was great when we started the campaign several years ago here that we kind of did tandem things with them. And now we kind of have taken on our own spin, and it's been really great.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, so let's get right into it. So let's start off with my favorite question. Tell me your why. Was there a pivotal moment in your philanthropic history, either volunteering or giving, that really made the switch for you?
Are you going to call us out, or should we?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. For me, I guess we'll also talk about this coming up, but I have been part of the campaign for about 8 or 9 years at Edwards. They have a really good ambassador program, and so I really started to get involved there and kind of grew more within my organization to take this leadership role. At Edwards, it just started to be a 2-year commitment to do to be a campaign manager, and I jumped at the opportunity. It was very exciting, and my why is really I realized, as being growing through the growth within this campaign, I realized that I was able to have the opportunity to multiply my impact by doing the campaign. So my dollar just went so much further, my time went further. And so it was just something that was really close to my heart to try to do with the toolbox of kind of experience that I've already gained.
Fantastic. Yeah,
Yes.
Nikki?
Yeah, I think my why kind of has been throughout my life. I've just always been really interested in mentoring. I did tutoring in high school and was a camp counselor in college. And then I did Teach for America right out of college. And that was a kind of 2-year teaching opportunity that I took in North Carolina, teaching high school English, and just really having a really good look at the state of education in this country, and being really personally impacted by that, and realizing how much an education can take a community further and to lead to more progress for a community. And so when I started at the architecture firm Little that I'm at now, we have a group that's focused on schools. And I think that's just something too, as a parent now, that's just really a passion of mine. And so knowing that that's a focus for United Way. And I know it's something that I also think about when we're looking at how to engage our employees, like United Way touches so many different aspects of our community, that finding that particular thing that really speaks to you can draw you in. And there's so many opportunities to participate and feel like you're able to make an impact where it matters to you and to your why. So I really appreciate that about the whole entity.
That's great. Absolutely. So that whole message of giving back, doubling your impact with your workplace. Awesome. So this question goes for both of you. I know that your organization has done a great job in providing engagement opportunities to the staff. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe key factors that help get your employees excited, involved? What tools do you use to communicate engagement?
Sure. So this is actually the 20th year that we've been partnering with United Way. So I think it's also, at this point, my predecessors did a really great job to ingrain it as part of the culture. But as new college graduates come, we have to make sure to keep the campaign just fun and diverse, and just something that they see on campus, or they're asking about because there's enough people, there's enough buzz and discussion about it. I think that it's funny to say, but I'm looking back on some of the initial reasons I joined, other than wanting to help my community. But it just, you kind of have to keep it cool, something that
fresh.
Yeah, so something fresh, something cool, something they want to get involved with at that level. And I think that is just something that over time, and having new campaign leaders, we're bringing fresh ideas to kind of get to get that excitement and to get people that want to engage. And then that engagement core just kind of propagates and allows other people that may not directly engage with the campaign events to also just want to donate and think about, how they want to help their own communities in their own way.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Love it.
Yeah, I would echo a lot of what Mariam says, and also, tying it into the culture. I know you guys talked about that before, is just really important, especially, as an architecture firm, tying it into, we're building these communities, we're building, healthcare facilities, we're building schools, we're building grocery stores, and all of these community resources. And so I think naturally we're invested in learning more about our communities, helping our communities, wanting to better our communities, and showing that tie, that this is a really direct way to do that, to show up in a different way, besides just your career, is very important to our culture. I think also having really strong, visible leadership commitment, having our office president be a member of the corporate cabinet, making sure that he's, really direct with all of our leaders about giving their employees time to participate in these activities. I know everybody's got deadlines and constraints, and making sure that it's okay to show up to these, that you're not going to get the side eye or anything like that for participating in all of these events. And then I think when we've had people from United Way come in and talk, somebody from Upskill came in and talked about the program. We had Melissa come in and share a story with us that was really impactful. We even got Michelle Moreno, who was the Volunteer of the Year a couple years ago, to come in and tell us a little bit about what they do at their company and why she's involved and what gets her excited, and how did you become Volunteer of the Year? What did that even mean? So just giving people, some more like hands-on, like you're not just throwing your money into oblivion and, joining a raffle, but it's also very tangible. You're seeing it. We bring the YCC, the students, the high school students in for a site visit. It's like a whole half day or more, where they're coming into our building, and we're going through different stations about what's the engineer do versus an interior designer versus, and it's just like all of that hands-on and continual perpetual. So it's like we have the campaign during that week, but they've been seeing it all year. They've been feeling it, hearing about it, knowing that it's kind of always in the back of our minds and the opportunities are always there, whether it's a box for a book drive or a clothing drive. It's not just that one week we're going to ask you to participate. There's going to be kind of like constant reminders that this is not going away, that this is something that we're constantly caring about.
That's fantastic. So what I'm hearing is keep it fresh, keep it exciting, get a lot of input, and make it a year-round engagement. And even some, it looks like, company collaboration across companies. So that's awesome. So you both touched up on this a little bit about the culture and having your senior staff and leadership participate during the campaign. So, and that was one of the questions that came up in Mentimeter. So tell me, how do you utilize your executive staff during the campaign?
So our CVP sponsors the campaign, and that is extremely key, I think, for the success of the campaign, because one thing that he does is enhance the sense of competition and the allowances that we're able to have. We are a very larger corporate organization, and staying fresh requires a lot of approvals, legal, anything we want to do has to go through so many different steps. And so to have that leadership involvement and backing really helps. But then he also he also brings a sense of, at the leadership level, some competition of, hey, my area has better engagement than your area, and that goes very far from an engagement perspective. It's crazy what the competition will do to really bring the campaign to the forefront of people's minds. And little things like this year, one of the small exciting things we're trying to do is really leverage our Teams platform to engage everyone on campus. And we're going to try to use bots that kind of pop up and say, hey, do you want to donate? And I think those little things like that would take so long to get through the red tape if you don't have that leadership kind of support and approval to getting those things through. But those little things is kind of what keeps it fresh, like we were talking about, something new and keeping up with the tools that we now have available over time.
Yeah, I would, again, echo a lot of what Mariam said about the competition is always we're a competitive office. And so I think having that kind of play into the whole week is always a lot of fun. Another thing that we do is we have a raffle at the end of our campaign, kind of like that celebratory event, but we really push our leaders to reach out for their favors from, partners and vendors and things of that sort, to really come up with some really great raffle prizes to contribute. So, we've had things from cabin stays at people's house. I think one year we had a design principal offer to sketch somebody's house or like a family. So coming up with some unique things, but then also just, wine baskets or a spa basket, we get different kinds of all the different baskets you could have, that just gets people really excited to win something. And we do raffle tickets. You get the most raffle tickets for participating earlier in the week, and they kind of slowly disappear throughout. So, you can get 5 raffle tickets if you donate on a Monday versus 1 raffle ticket if you donate on a Thursday. So that really pushes the momentum to get people in early too. So that's just a little tip that we do that we find really works well to get that participation early.
Yeah, that's really great. I love to hear about, and both of you guys touched about how this is really just ingrained. Having your leaders really helps to demonstrate the culture of giving, right? Like you said, it incentivizes them, competes against other VPs or other top executives and departments. That's awesome. So along that thought, how do you ensure your campaign is inclusive of all donor types? Like, Melissa shared, we have some admin staff that is in front of a computer, but we have also some field staff maybe that are completely remote. There's also maybe generational, cultural barriers across your organization. So how do you ensure your campaign is all inclusive of donor types and make sure they're informed and participate?
I think this is something that we've definitely improved upon over time. We're trying to make the campaign as database as possible to make sure that we are including all the different organizational groups that we can. There's pockets of the organization that are really ingrained into the United Way campaign culture, and there's pockets that are a little bit newer to it. I don't necessarily see a generational gap, but one of the things that we see as a medical device manufacturer is we have about 1/5 of our organization is direct manufacturing staff, and trying to make sure that we coordinate make their needs or make them able to engage and donate as easy as possible. And so one of the improvements that we've done over the past few years has really been realizing that they're such a giving group, but we don't give them the opportunity to sit in front of a computer and donate. So instead, over the campaign weeks, we have volunteers, which are ambassadors, will sit right outside the clean rooms, and they'll be available throughout the whole campaign so that they can help enter in any donations that the staff wants to do. And that actually significantly increased. I think a year or two ago, the manufacturing staff was actually the most giving group from a percentage engagement perspective than across our entire professional organization. So that really built out the thought of, okay, let's make sure that we're trying to cater as much to the different groups as possible, and really just leveraging the data that we have to try to do that.
Yeah, I would say we're a bit smaller. So we're about, like I said, 50 people in our office. And we just try to offer a variety of activities and ways to get involved. Some people want to do the volunteering more, or, participate in the bake sale, or, participate in the bingo, or participate in the, just all the different activities. We had like a guacamole cook-off, and, I don't know, just trying to find, again, kind of keeping it fresh, keeping it new, making it a little bit competitive. We usually theme our giving weeks. I think we've done like an Oktoberfest. We usually have them in October. So they're typically then also end up being like Halloween themed. And it's funny just to see like the different groups that come out. Some people are super into Halloween costumes that you wouldn't know it. And, it just brings out really a personal side of people too, which we appreciate. We're so much doing our work, and we don't often take the time to have these happy hours and times to just talk and get to know each other a little bit more. So I really find that everyone seems to really look forward to this week, because they know it means that we're going to get a lot of like real team bonding going on and get to talk to each other. And so everybody wants to come out for that. And it's not hard to get engagement in our office during that week.
Fantastic. So I'm hearing provide a menu of activities so that it piques everyone's interest, and also Mariam alluded, cater to those specific groups that maybe are remote and are not in front of a computer, so that they can also feel active participants. And I'll go with our last question, because I hear a lot, you got your executive sponsors, volunteers, and you got your ambassadors or a committee that helps you put together your campaign. So how do you effectively recruit your volunteers, right? Because this is an addition, I'm sure, to their daily work activities. So are there incentives, recognitions? How do you get them to raise their hand and volunteer?
So we have our ambassadors, then we have our committee members. And I think our ambassadors, we've never had there's always a group of people that really want to help. And I feel like reaching out and just making sure it's available to them, making sure, through the newsletters or any other way the company has available, we use our newsletters a lot, is just the easy way to pull them in. And then in order to, our committee members, we have a core group of about 15 members that are go through the strategy, planning, execution, the whole thing with us. And those are really seen as leadership positions and part of the leadership development. So they get a lot of face time with executive leadership, and really it's just something that that they feel like they get rewarded for the time they put in, not just from like a personal development standpoint, but also from every year superseding the fundraising that we've been able to do the year before. So it fortunately hasn't been something where it's been tough for us to find volunteers, because it's so much part of the culture already.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. People love to get involved with this week, just because it is something kind of a break from the norm, and to come up with some fun ideas. All the event planners come out and come up with like these crazy ideas of, can we do this? And once it's in somebody's head, it inevitably happens. And I would say, you know, we have a group of senior associates that we often tap into, again, making it like a leadership, like it's an honor to participate in this, and that it's elevated and not seen as, you know, admin work or something of that nature. So we really elevate the honor to participate in it and make sure that there's a project number to bill it to, and that it's seen as something that's important to the company, and that those people are looked at as, you know, that they're elevated. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. That's really great. So I'm hearing it's part of professional development, leadership gets involved and maybe anoints certain participants to really, again, build into the culture of the organization. So there's a really great, any other question? Happy to answer. This is a great time. If you want to raise your hand, take yourself off mute to ask any questions. Go ahead and take a look at the chat here. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, ladies. That was really great to hear how your organization really makes this all successful, and making sure that your leaders are engaged, your volunteers are acknowledged, your ambassadors feel a part, and that it's fully inclusive. I really love to hear what you all both had to share about making your campaign inclusive. All right. So I think it's now time for our final and greatest.
Yeah, one more thing to announce.
One more homework? Okay, one more.
So everybody, thank you, Mariam, and thank you, Nikki and Anjali. That was wonderful. Inside the chat, everybody, is a survey that we sent out with the invitation as well earlier. So if you have a moment, if you could please take a moment to fill this out. And it helps us to gauge where each company is at right now, whether it's virtually or, you know, doing a little bit of both, and help us be able to plan to meet any of your needs that you may have this year. So thank you in advance for filling it out and taking the time now to even fill that out. And looking forward to having a great campaign year. Now it's time.
Now we're ready for
the final gift giveaway. Now, this is our big one, guys. So get excited. These are our two final gifts to give out. So tell them what they'll win. Today's winners will receive a grand prize for $50 American Express gift card. So let's spin the wheel. Let's hope Jessica doesn't win it one more time.
She's just sweeping it all today.
she put a smiley face inside the chat. It's gonna stop on Leslie. Oh yeah! Congratulations, Leslie.
That was a nail biter. Awesome.
We have time for one more American Express gift card. First, we want to say, as it spins, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We're not leaving yet. We're gonna have some time for questions afterwards, and then really kind of meet together. So spin that wheel one more time. We're gonna give out one more grand prize. Thank you, Julie. And it's stopping on Terry Olmos. Congratulations. Woo! Congratulations.
All right. Yeah. Now we'll turn it over to Rob.
Great. Look, I just want to wrap things up, and feel free to ask any questions you have, but I want to wrap things up and thank a few people. Thank Mariam from Edwards. That was wonderful. And Nikki from Little. We look forward to guacamole cook-off, and maybe we can all get invited this year. That would be wonderful. You know, obviously I appreciate my team and all the work that they did putting this together, but all of you ECMs out there, thank you for your hard work. I mean, the need is greater than ever out there right now, so your role is more important than ever. Honestly, I mean, it's crazy to see the need and what's happened with this pandemic. So let me just thank you for your time today. We'll take any suggestions you have. We can answer any questions. My team will be available to you. So thanks so much for taking your time today, and have a great year and have a great campaign. And thank you very much. Bye-bye.
We're happy to
Awesome.
take questions now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. You can also direct message Julie or myself if you are shy, or you could just, unmute yourself and ask away.
Yeah, we'll hang out here for a little while longer for additional Q&As. Feel free to just put anything in the chat. We're happy to support. But again,
thank you all
so
for
much.
participating.
Yes.
Remember to use us. We're here to help. We're going to help you make it fun. We're going to help you be a success. So by all means, call us. Get on some meetings on the books. Get started planning some great campaigns.
Yeah, we'll also follow up with lots of great materials. We'll share the slides, the responses of the survey, our campaign guide, which pretty much summarizes everything we provided here today, and also some of those great templates, emails and communications that you could personalize and modify it to make fit to your organization. So lots of follow-up for this.
Yeah, and if anybody wanted a copy of the recording and send it to other people in your company, you could get that as well.
Don't worry, I'm going to make sure you get everything you need. As a matter of fact, when I drop off Leslie's American Express card, you and I should get together and start having a conversation about how we're going to rock Wear Malcolm's campaign this year. I'm excited about it. I hope you are too.
Yeah, and Wear Malcolm's SPC, the Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud. Thanks for installing that and running it. You'll find it's very, very helpful to all of you. It's a great little tool. It just takes your campaign and automates it and makes it visual, and it's just a fun tool. So call us if you're interested in hearing more about Philanthropy Cloud.
Thanks Hunter, for joining us.
I have a quick question for you guys, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Yeah, so with Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud, we've added all of our users to the cloud, or we're in the process of adding them all. But we're wondering if there's a way to kind of do like a larger kickoff, if there's any like presentation that you guys may already have established for us. That way we can kind of train people on how to use the cloud and navigate it.
Yeah.
Whose voice are we hearing?
That's Mike, by the way. Hi,
Hey!
Sherri.
Yeah, so we actually, a lot of companies do a CEO video, first of all, to explain what's going on. Second of all, we have some tiles already created that are education tiles. Here's how you donate, here's how you volunteer, here's how the system works. So there's some suggestions. Anybody else, Angeline?
Yeah, we also did, especially for Salesforce, when they did recruiting for their ambassadors, we had kind of a SPC ambassador training and being able to coach them through. And then we also did a pre-campaign kind of launch of SPC or relaunch to really showcase even new employees how to log into the system, how to log in their hours, kind of like a 101 SPC crash course, so that before the campaign starts, they're ready to go and they know how to sign on and use the platform to do so. So we can definitely do that.
Yeah, and you want to keep the content fresh, Mike, and you can actually go in and say, okay, I want this content to roll off in 2 weeks and bring up a new set of content. And, you know, there's a lot of ways to do that, but it's a pretty easy tool. So once you get involved with it, you know, Sherri and the team will help get you through there. But it was great that Wear Malcolm put that in across the whole country. And, you know, we have about 20 accounts, but there's almost 500 customers on Philanthropy Cloud across the US and Canada right now. So it's really pretty popular. So you'll enjoy it, Mike.
I'll send you a meeting request after this workshop. We'll get together and talk about everything that you need, and we'll just create a lesson. Check them out.
Yeah. And we have a lot of content that we can give you if you want to run United Way, but campaign or volunteer. But you guys have a lot of pictures, so you want to use your own content and make it real for Wear Malcolm. You know, there's companies like Auto Club that actually they branded Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud with their own branding name, and so it's their system versus ours. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, they, for example, use the name across the organization. They call it My Club Cares. They don't refer to it as SPC. They just rebranded it, like Rob said, to something that makes sense to the whole organization, so that they're like, oh, my club cares. I care about the community. I connect and volunteer and donate. So it's really creative.
We also use it internally. I think a lot of people don't know that we also run a United Way campaign. We practice what we preach. We have our own platform that we also use SPC to make our donations and clock our volunteer hours. All of our activities are on there as well. Our pie in the face to all of the executives are on there.
And I think for our campaign manager, we got 100% participation, didn't we, last year?
Yes, as the ECM of the Orange County United Way internal campaign, we have 100% participation last year, as in years prior.
Awesome.
So not only am I a manager on this site, but I'm also an ECM on that site. So I have two hats. So I understand exactly what you guys are going through and what is necessary to really have a successful campaign. Any other questions?
All right, we got a couple of people still on. Feel free to hop in if you have any questions. But otherwise, again,
you're nervous.
Yeah. I mean, we'll hang out here for another 15 minutes, but yeah, feel free to put a question in the chat, take yourself off mute. But again, like we said earlier, you'll receive all of the follow-up content to this, our full campaign guide, templated messages you can customize, also including a list of activities and the Mentimeter survey that we did and our internal survey to help us help you. Okay, I'm really curious. Who is CEO L. Shook? That one caught my attention.
Leah Shook. I'm actually just helping out Lindley. I'm a backup, so you're not familiar with me yet. But
awesome.
Wait, I want to see your face. You're helping.
I don't have
a
camera.
So this is County of Orange, right?
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm
good.
Will
sorry
you
for the
be helping
confusion.
her with the campaign too? Will you be helping them with the campaign too?
That is to be determined. She just asked if I could help out for this meeting. So as I know more, I'll share more.
Well, it's exciting. It's an exciting thing to do.
Thank you.
I was going to say, speaking of CEO, we've been talking to Frank Kim about Salesforce Philanthropy Cloud, and we'd love to put that in for the County of Orange because it makes it easy and it's fun. And so anyways, we're talking to Frank, just so you know.
Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And if you want to be involved, let us know. Tell Sherri and we'll come show you guys what it is and what we're doing. And because we could use your support too, because Frank's busy
Yes.
But he has a couple of other executives looking at it. CB Bartlett looked at it, and I guess 75% of the employees report up through him, and he loves it. He ran a United Way campaign in the past and did it manually, and he said, "Oh my God, this thing is so great. Let's do it." And he said he was going to talk to Frank, but I don't know if he has.
We'll have to figure it out. So thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Nice having you this morning.
Thank you very much.
Anyways, Amanda, thank you for your help today. Appreciate it. Nice music. All right. I'm going to sign off, but great job. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.